A mom makes dinner and then texts her husband and children that it is ready, even though they are right in the next room. Her family comes to the dinner table and sits down. She pulls out her iPhone. Her husband brings his computer to the table while still on the phone for work. Her daughter is busily texting away to her friends, and her son is busy playing games on his PSP. What's wrong with this picture? Some may say that it looks like an average family dinner, while others say that there is too much technology use in the family. Within the next few minutes, we are going to learn about 5 different ways that parents have allowed technology to negatively affect their families. These 5 ways are through quality time, health, empathy, boundaries, and school and education. While learning, consider this question that Elder David A. Bednar asked in his talk, "Things as they really are." Does the time you spend using various technologies and media enlarge or restrict your capacity to live, to love, and to serve in meaningful ways? Now, let me make it known that technology is not a bad thing. In fact, with the rapid advances in technology, there's much good that has come from it. Things that people have benefited from technology include being able to access information within seconds, communicating instantly, and increasing knowledge. With the positives of technology, there are equal negatives. Technology has and is pulling families further and further apart. The first way that technology is a negative influence is through quality time. It is important to know that kids and teenagers are not the only people that are crazy about technology. In fact, according to the Learning Channel, parents use technology almost as much as teens. With all of the technology that is accessible to families, it can come to a point where family members live in a virtual world. A group of children, aged 4 to 6, were asked whether they'd want to watch TV or hang out with their dad. Dear old dad lost out. According to an AC Nielsen report, 54% of kids prefer to spend time with the TV. One would think that the younger children would mean that they would want to spend more time with their parents, but this is not the case. It is important to set limits. Set a technology-free time each day where family members must read a book, go outside and play, or do something else that does not involve technology. Also, another very important thing is to join children in these activities. It is important for parents to follow the same rules that they set for their children. With that said, the second way that technology is a negative influence on families is with their health. Author Richard Louv coined the phrase nature deficit disorder, describing the younger generation's disconnect with nature. Families are becoming couch potatoes. According to the Kaiser Family Foundation, children ages 8 to 18 spend more than 7 hours a day consuming media. Children are becoming obese because they would rather sit in front of the TV than go outside and play. In 2004, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention said childhood obesity had tripled since 1980 in the USA. Try to push each other out of each other's comfort zones by using no tech times to go for a bike ride or play outside together. The third way that technology is pulling families apart is by causing family members to be less empathetic. A benefit of a family is that children learn the give and take of society, how to interact with people, the importance of the individual and the group, and how to communicate. Emails and texts don't convey empathy, tone, or subtext the way face-to-face or phone conversations do. Elder David A. Bednar has said, "We live at a time when technology can be used to replicate reality, to augment reality, and to create virtual reality." He continues saying to please be careful of becoming so immersed and engrossed in pixels, texting, earbuds, twittering, online social networking, and potentially addictive uses of media and the internet that you fail to recognize the importance of your physical body and miss the richness of person-to-person communication. Families need face-to-face interaction with each other. Important opportunities are missed for developing and improving interpersonal skills, for laughing and crying together, and for creating a rich and enduring bond of emotional intimacy when there's no face-to-face communication or interaction between family members. In order for children to grow and develop in the correct way, they need the empathetic face-to-face communication with their parents. And within the family as a whole, it is important for all members to take the time to sit down and to talk to each other. Having the presence of someone can make all the difference when communicating. The fourth way that technology is a negative influence on families is through blurred boundaries. For adults, work doesn't just end because you leave the office. In fact, companies equip their people with smartphones and laptops so employees are accessible 24/7. It is important to leave work at work. There is a video from Mormon Channel of when a boy wants his dad to go outside and play with him, but unfortunately his dad is tied up in the work that he decided to bring home. He tells the boy that if daddy doesn't work, daddy doesn't get paid. The boy responds by bringing his dad a jar of coins, asking his dad if he can buy some of his time. The dad then realizes that he has been too distracted with work that he forgot about the importance of spending time with his own son. Of course, there will be times when there are emergencies at work, but it is important to let your boss know who runs your life. Make sure to take the time out of each day to spend with your children. The fifth and final way that technology is a negative influence on families is through school and education. According to the Learning Channel, kids who get too much screen time through watching lots of TV, surfing the internet, and playing video games tend to perform poorly at school. Researchers have found that the brain releases dopamine, a chemical related to attention and focus when kids watch TV or play video games, something that gives a child a stimulus surge. With too much screen time, kids can get desensitized and can't focus on something like a book without that super stimulating effect. When is the last time you watched a TV show? I bet it was very recently, maybe even last night. Now, how long does a scene last before it changes? Not more than a few seconds. On TV and movies, things are constantly changing and happening. That is why we are so focused on them. Now, how is anyone expected to sit in a class for, let's say, an hour and pay attention the whole time? All there is a teacher and nothing that is constantly changing and interacting with them. While at home, try to limit screen time, especially if computer homework is a part of your family's evening. Also, try to limit the time that each family member spends on electronic devices. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends 1 to 2 hours per day. Coming back to our original question from David A. Bednar, does the time you spend using various technologies and media enlarge or restrict your capacity to live, to love, and to serve in meaningful ways? We have learned 5 ways that technology is a negative influence on families. We have learned how to fix these problems by limiting technology to a certain point. Here's what you are to do. First, sit down and figure out the various ways that your family uses technology every day. Second, determine if the use of these technological devices enlarge or restrict your capacity to live, to love, and to serve in meaningful ways. Third, make adjustments by limiting the time spent using technology. By following these 3 simple steps, your family will grow closer than ever before.